Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you all are doing well and enjoying yourself in Marvel's Avengers. And in this video, I'm going to give you my build for Iron Man. Before we get to that, man, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Continue to grow with us. Also, do me a favor and hit that notification bell so that you're alerted the next time that I drop a new video. Now that that's out of the way, man, let's get right into it. Alright guys, Iron Man is one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Avengers game. He's fun to play with. And a great thing about this build is that a lot of this gear, pretty much all of this gear, you can get in any normal mission. So you don't need to do any exotic missions to get this gear. This gear is in the normal missions, so it's easy to get. You just gotta mix and match to your liking. And before I get really started into the build, with any build, man, it's all about what you like, your playing style, what you enjoy. My build is fun for me because I like to mix and match different things, but it's all subjective, man. No one build is better than the other. So let's get right into the build. Alright guys, so in my opinion, all loadouts are, subjectable, man. It's your play style, what you like to do. I'm just going to give you my play style, and you're going to see about the amount of damage that I do with the pieces that I have. But my Iron Man is missile based, and it's gamma heavy. I like gamma damage. I think it does an additional amount of damage each time, and I think that most of the enemies, can't fight off the gamma damage. So we'll start. Like I said, man, my Iron Man is missile based, so pretty much what I'm looking for is a lot of range. So I look for in my artifacts is precision. And I go with that resolve for some defense because I'm going to need that extra defense, being that most of the time I'm going to be flying, shooting missiles, and I can get hit from any angle, so I need that extra defensive push. When you're building a missile base or a range base Iron Man, you want to go for precision, resolve, and valor. Those are the things that I think that you want to go for. Melee not so much because you want to have those points put into range. Alright, so that's what I choose from our artifacts, and let's get right into it. So this first piece, I'm gonna go from right to left. So the first piece, I really like the perks on this piece. It does have the valor and precision, which is always a plus. Anytime you can get a piece of gear that has the valor or precision or whatever specific base that you're looking for, you want to make sure that you invest in those pieces. And like I said, this piece has the precision, it has the valor, so I like that. But the perks, man, I really like this rampage buff. But defeating 3 enemies in rapid succession to grant a damage buff. Now with the missiles, when they hit, they kind of explode. They do explode and they spread. Kind of explode. They explode and they spread. And so that spread can hit the other enemies. So if you shoot right into a pack of them, you can get 3 at one time, 2 at one time, and then that damage buff will kick in. That's my favorite perk out of those 3 is that damage buff. I don't really use the takedowns as much, but that damage buff, yes. And then the increased stun damage from power attack. Now the power attack is the range attack, so that's a nice perk to have as well. So those two together gives me a nice little boost. Now next piece is the chest. As you can see, I got that resolve in there. Proficiency nice, nice, but that resolve is really the key because it adds to the defense. But again, the perks again are really nice. I like this reactive protection. The 26.7% chance taking damage grants a defensive buff. So as you see, so now my last piece of gear, if I take damage, if I defeat 3 enemies, then I get a damage buff. But then if I'm taking damage, this defensive buff will kick in right away. And then I also like that the aerial guard, that damage reduction while airborne. So most of the time I'm going to be shooting my missiles, I'm going to be airborne, so that's going to kick in as an extra added defensive buff. So those are the 2 perks that I like. The the 57.4% chance reviving a teammate grants intrinsic burst. That's nice. That's a nice little added bonus. But the The main focus of these perks is the damage buff. I mean the defensive buff that you get with having this piece on. Now the next piece, boom, as you can see right away, got the precision and the valor, nice. But this, see, this is the one, right? This is the one because I'm missile base. It has the gamma warhead, so all of my missiles deal gamma damage, which is nice, man. That gamma damage, like I said, I like the gamma damage because I feel like it does a little bit more damage. I could be wrong, but I feel like it does a little bit more damage. But that's the centerpiece of this piece, which is why I got it, because it was focused on the missiles being able to deal gamma damage. And then you throw in a 26% chance hitting an enemy with a range attack triggers a damage explosion. Now you'll get that in several different. It'll say damage explosion, or it'll kick in a damage buff. I like the damage explosion because it adds an additional amount of damage to the range attack, and all of the attacks that I am doing because I'm in the air are range attacks, so that range critical attack can kick in quickly. And then a nice added bonus is the 41.3% chance defeating enemies in their weak point grants an intrinsic burst. Now, when I'm shooting with the missiles, I hit them weak points anyway because it's an explosion. So that kicks in pretty quickly, which is nice. And now we go to the last piece was we were not able to get any precision in, or valor or resolve in it, which is fine. It's okay. So that means if I have this piece, it's all about the perks. Now the first perk that I like is the light attack efficiency. 50% increase in intrinsic energy regeneration. That's key from light attack. So if I'm doing a light attack in the air, this will kick in 15% of replenishing my intrinsic energy, which I need for my missile attacks. And then the OP one is the armory modifier, 23.8% increased status damage for all weapons. So my gamma damage will now get a 23.8% increase from my missiles. So those are my pieces. That's the set that that I ride with. I have a few other pieces that I can mix and match in, but I pretty much like going with this set because it does an abundance amount of damage with the way that my Iron Man is set up. Now I'm going to go into my skills and show you exactly what I have in those slots. Okay, for my specialty, my support heroic ability, I go down here and I got the arc field because I like that the arc field overload generates a one-directional bubble that protects and blocks incoming projectiles, and it allows you to shoot from the inside. Well, so it pretty much keeps them out, and I'm able to get a bunch of free shots while I'm in overload mode as well, knocking them down from inside the bubble. It's great, especially when you need to revive a fellow teammate that's down. Boom, that's boss, and this is why I have it on. Then if in So I like to add the defensive field with it because now it reflects any projectiles that are coming to you back at the enemies. So while you're shooting at them, they are shooting at themselves. Awesome, right? You could go between this one. You could go if you're more of the support role. You want to revive your teammates. You put the bubble up and it'll revive them as well. But I like to go with this defensive field because, like I said, while I'm shooting them, they're shooting back at me, but they're actually shooting themselves. Okay, when we're talking Unibeam, I gotta go Omega Beam because it does high damage. It shoots it out from your hands and your chest, puts them down quickly. So I like the Omega Beam. Then if I'm going to use the Omega Beam, I use the Concentrated Fire because the Unibeam deals more damage to a target that the longer the blast is maintained on a single target. So the longer that I'm holding that blast, that Omega Beam on that single target, it's doing an additional amount of damage because it's Concentrated Fire. Got it. Boom. That's why I like it. Now when I go to the Hulkbuster, because I'm missile based, I put it on the missiles because I want to be able to shoot out 8 additional missiles to target 8 additional enemies to be able to knock them down. And then with the Hulkbuster, I want to reduce the amount of energy that I'm using when I'm shooting my missiles, so I put on the Energy Star to reduce the intrinsic energy cost by 25%. Every little bit helps, man. Every little bit helps. And now I'll go over to Mastery. So combat, you can really put them in whichever spot you really want to. Again, mine is not combat based, so I just put them on, simple. I like the stun damage, so I want to increase the stun damage that's dealt by 15%. So I put on the stun mastery because I like that stun damage. And I put on when I'm especially when I'm raged, I put on the range combat master because it increased all range attacks by 15%. So I'm dealing another additional 15% damage on top of what I'm already doing. So now we go over to the range. I'm going to go all the way down to this bottom row because this bottom row is specifically for the missiles. So you want to get the rocket mastery because increased damage for all rockets that you shoot out by 12%. Boom, so that's more damage. And you want to put on the rocket, the guided system. This is key when you're fighting because all you got to do is hold your target. It's automatically going to lock onto them and they're not getting away from that missile. It's going to hit them. And then you throw on the rocket efficiency decrease the intrinsic energy cost when using a rocket. So now with this on, I have a little bit more energy to use because it's bringing down the cost. And then when I go to my intrinsic abilities, I'm going to look for abilities that, support either faster regeneration or slowing down the amount of energy that I'm using. So when I go to the first slot, I'm going to use the arc reactor generator because it increased the base regeneration speed of intrinsic energy by 10%. So give me that little bit of boost by bringing my energy back so that I can shoot more missiles out. Then I move over to the next slide and I like the overcharge duration boost because when I'm in overcharge, I want to be in overcharge as long as possible. So this gives me another 2 seconds. Not much, but every little bit helps. Again, now we're focused on overcharge damage, so I want to have that overcharge damage boost. So while I'm in overcharge, it increase the damage for all attacks by 12.5%. So give me just a little bit more damage as I'm in overcharge, which is nobody can turn away more damage because you're trying to do as much damage as possible, right? Now when I go over to utilities, the energy shield is going to be so key and pretty much a centerpiece on you being the best missile Iron Man ever. Like, period, hands down. Because using the shield correctly, you're going to have unlimited missiles. And I'm going to show you how. So the first slot you're going to want to put on the energy shield efficiency because it reduced the cost of the energy shield activation by 15%. So it's going to reduce how much it costs by 15% for you to put out the energy shield. So you go over to the next slide, and this one right here is boss. It's the most important to have, the empowering barrier, because it regenerates 5% per second. Get that per second of intrinsic energy of heroes near the energy barrier. Requires the energy barrier skill. So what that means is that while you're standing next to the energy barrier, it is replenishing 5% per second that you're standing next to it, and that is out. So all you got to do is continue to have it out, and every missile that you shoot out is replacing that 5% per second. Per second, guys. It's per second. It's crazy. So then you go to the last slide, and I like to have on the aerial superiority because it increased the damage of range attacks while flying by 15%. So now, when you put it all together, I get into the air, I fly, I put an energy shield near me. What I like to do is put the energy shield either behind me or in front of me, and I go a little bit above it. But most of the time I like to put it behind me because any enemies that are gonna come from behind, they're gonna hit that shield, and I'm gonna see it flashing red and know that they're behind me. And I'm gonna shoot missiles, and while I'm shooting the missiles, it's gonna be refilling because I got the energy barrier up, and now I'm doing additional damage because I'm doing a range attack because I'm in the air shooting down, so I'm getting that additional damage on top of the damage that I'm already getting. Guys, that is my setup. That is my loadout for this Iron Man Gamma damage build. I hope it was helpful. Hope you guys do enjoy this content. And if you do enjoy this content, do me a big favor, man, and consider subscribing to our channel. Continue to help us grow. Also, do me a big favor and hit that like button. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoy this type of content so that they shoot out to others who enjoy this type of content as well. Do me one more big favor, man. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted the next time I drop a new video. I will do another one of these on each one of the characters that I use, my mains, which has expanded from Iron Man to so many more heroes. But I'm going to do a couple more builds, show you guys what my loadout is and what I am doing as far as damage. And yeah, man, that's it. Hope it was helpful. I'm going to put a gameplay at the end so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about with the damage put out and how I run my Iron Man. But that's it, man. I try to give you guys all the facts, no fluff, and I will catch you all on the flip side.
Target practice time! Now, party! Didn't stand a chance.
Ooh, okay, buddy. Oh, got my shield back out. Ooh, okay, you got me that one. All right, there we go. Boom. 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 Look at that damage buff kicked in. I think we got them all. Did we get them all? I think we got them all. Oh, maybe we did. One more. Where you go? I think they got him. I think they got him. Nah, they didn't.
Take him out. Roger that, Commander.
Booyah! Go. There we go. Boom.
You're done.
Oh, missed. They go to target and got him. Try to run, buddy. Don't try to run. Ooh, okay. Okay. Damn, look at that. Kicked in the open.
Guardians of Asgard.
Ah, just missed him. Just missed him. Got him that time. Let's go. Let's go.
With the god's might.
Still, I think we got him all. I think we got him all. No, more. More. You know that guy? There we go. Got him. Boom, look at that buff again. Going around that corner, buddy. Look at.
Well done. Our agents can take it from here.
Another
Go
supercharge.
ahead. See if you can locate our stolen supplies.
Told you guys. This one's
Checkpoint
nice.
locked
This
down,
build is
Commander.
nice.
All units, move in. Approach